Hello everyone, welcome back. This is the second part of the Willow Square, and I noticed that I did forget to tell you I am using a 4.5mm crochet hook. I will put that into the first video as a card if I can figure out how to do the card. So this is where it gets a little bit more tricky because we are turning this circle into a square. Now on a lot of the willow squares, these holes are quite a size, and I'm not particularly a fan of big holes, as I've mentioned before, so I'm not doing it that way. Now it seemed strange at first, but there is a repeat. So first of all, we're going to do 4 chain, and then we're going to skip 2 stitches and do a double crochet in the UK terms or a single crochet in US terms to make this loop. And then we're going to do 3 chain, skip 2 and go into the next stitch with another double crochet. Remember, I'm going to say UK terms throughout. 3 more, skip 2, and this was why I didn't use that poundland yarn, because it's really difficult to see where you're going into, and especially on a tutorial it would be very difficult. So that's our repeat. We have 4 3 3 3, and that's the repeat. We're going to do that 4 times. So the next one is 4 chain, skip 2 and then the double crochet. And now we do 3. And if you don't pay attention, sometimes you can get that slightly wrong. I don't think I went in the stitch properly there. Another 3. And another 3. So we just want one slightly bigger. But on other tutorials, you'll find that this one and this one are significantly bigger, but I don't think it's really that necessary. So again, we're on our 4, skip 2 into the next stitch, and then we're on to the 3s. We're going to do this all the way around. So we're going to repeat the 4, the 3 3 3, 4 3 3 3. So I will meet you when we get back to our start. Okay, so I'm on my last one, my last 3 chain, and instead of going into this stitch and doing a double crochet, we're just going to go in there and slip stitch into it, and then we want to go into this big loop and slip stitch into there, so that we are at the start of, sorry, just pulling out some yarn, so that we're at the start of this 4. So now what we do now is make our corner. We're going to do this, we're going to make a corner, and then we're going to make the sides. And the way we make the corner is, at first we do 2 chain on the first one and 4 treble crochet. Oops, it slipped out because my hook is squeaking and it's putting me off. If you get confused as to how many you've done, just count them. Remember, this one counts, these 2 chain count as a stitch. So that's 5, and we do 2 chain, and into the same 4 chain space we are going to do another 5. So on the subsequent corners we are 5 2 and 5. Oh, I might have to change hooks, this is really annoying me. Okay, so we've made the corner, and now we're going to do a double crochet into that next space. and I'm going to change hooks because I can't cope with that any longer. Just bear with me while I get another one out. Let's hope it doesn't squeak. So, and into this next one, we don't do any chain, we just do 7 treble crochet. Oh, that's so much better. It's because it's hot in here. Now that's our side, and just like we did before, we're going to do a double crochet into the next stitch, and now we're back to a corner. Sorry if I went off camera, but when I pull out the yarn, my arm tends to go down. So we're going to do 5, 2 chain and 5 in our corner, just like before. And you may need to pull them along slightly, not too much, otherwise it distorts. And then do the rest of our corner. It's starting to squeak on this one now. It just must be me being hot. And then we're going to double crochet into that next space. And so if you see, we're kind of making, move this yarn out of the way, we're kind of making a square now from a round. It's not a perfect square, but that will come in the next rounds. So we just continue doing our next 7 into this space, double crochet into this space, corner, double crochet, 7, double crochet, corner, and we'll carry on all the way around just like we have been. So I will now be doing my 7 because I'm making the side. I hope this is all making sense. It is more intricate than the normal kind of granny square. Split there. What did I do? 2 more. And so we double crochet into the next space. And now we're going to make the next corner. And warm in here today. It looked like it was going to be really gloomy and rainy all day, but the sun has now come out, which is good because I have a week off work. Although I have heard it's not going to be the best of weather. Typical, really. Another 5 in that one. Try not to hit the camera with my crochet hook. Pull it over slightly if you have to. And a double crochet into the next gap. And then we're going to carry on making our side, corner and side. So just like that, I'm going to pause this video and I will meet you again at the start. Right, so now I've gone all the way round and all I have to do now is do my double crochet into that space and find my second chain along and do a slip stitch into there. Now, as I say, this is where another little tricky round, and for this particular part only, we are going to chain 5, 2 being a treble crochet and 3. And then into our corner, we're going to do a double crochet, 3 chain, and another double crochet. So we're going to make a little tiny loop into our corner. And then we'll do 3 chains, and then into where we have made that double crochet in the previous round, we're going to do a treble crochet, which is the equivalent over this side of our 2 chain. So in our sides, that's how we make the corner. In our sides, we do 2 chain and a double crochet into the center, so that's the 4th one of our 7, and then 2 chain, and where we have the post here, we need it this side, so we'll treble again into that double crochet. Now don't worry if it starts to pull, that will all sort out in the next round. So we're going to do 3 chain and then our corner, which is a double crochet, 3 chain and a double crochet. Now what I find useful for me is I have a little pad at the side of me, and when I do a round or a row, I will sort of jot down what it is. So I will say in words that I can understand that my corner is 3 loop 3, and I'll know what I'm doing. So I will write down every step of ways. I don't have to keep going back and watching it. Now the part of this where you have to keep your wits about you is when you get to here, because sometimes it's quite easy just to keep going round and then you suddenly get to this part and think, oh, so you have to come back on yourself. So keep your wits about you as you get round to that 4th corner. Don't worry, I do that myself, so that's why I brought it up. So the other side of our corner is 3 chain and a treble crochet into that previous double crochet. 2 chain, it helps to make them a little loose if you can, and into the center of our 7 with another double crochet. 2 chain and a treble into the previous double. So what you're doing, if you can see that, is just squaring it off. And as I say, don't worry if it starts to pull, it doesn't matter too much at this stage. It will open up again. So we're at the corner where it's 3 chain and then the double crochet, 3 chain, double crochet, and 3 chain. Then a treble into the post. So where you have a double in the previous round, you have a treble in this round to square it off. 2 chain into the center of our 7, so that's the 4th one, and do the double crochet. 2 chain and a treble into the previous double. 1, 2, 3, going up to the corner and into the corner, same as before. I'm sticking with you with this round because it is the tricky one. It gets easier now after this round. So we treble into the double with the previous round, 2 chain, find the center, do our double, 2 chain. If I go ahead of you, please just pause it. Now, see, I was just about to do a treble crochet into there, but this is where we started. So instead of doing that, we get rid of those loops. We count the 2nd chain and we do a slip stitch, if you can get it in, because I can't see what I'm doing with this in the way, and we do a slip stitch into there. So if I pull that loose, and you can see it is pulling, it's kind of not sitting proud, but that will sort out in this row. The other alternative is to have big holes, and I don't like that. So now we're here. And for our next round, we will slip stitch into the hole, and we'll do 2 chain, which is our turn, and 4 more. Sorry, I'll show you. We're here now. So we're going to do 5 in this gap, and then we'll get to our corner. So we've got, obviously that's our first one. So we want 4 more treble crochets. That's it. So in our corner, we're going to do 3 treble, 2 chain, 3 treble into this little loop that we've created. can go all the way. Split on me. So we've made our corner, and just like we did here in this loop, we are making 5 treble crochets, and that is our corner part. It's really difficult to do it at this angle. Pull it along slightly if you need to. So we have our 5. Now we're really at this part where we have our smaller chain spaces, and we're going to do 3 in each. So it's 3 trebles in each of those holes. No chains in between, just all trebles this round. We're making our square. So now we're on the run up to our corner, and it is 5 into that hole. And back at the corner again. Sorry, I just need to pull more yarn out. I've eaten that lot. And we're going to do our 3, 2 and 3. So it's 3 treble, 2 chain, 3 treble. It doesn't matter if you want to watch this over and over again just to get it. So as you can see, where it was pulling and curling up like this, it's completely straightened out. So we're going to continue with the side as before, like the 5 into this one. Oops, missed it. And then into those 2, it's 3, making our side. Sorry, keep bashing it. Trying to see what I'm doing past the camera. So, as you can see, coming along nicely. So, pull out some more yarn because I didn't manage to pull out much. It's gone under the table, guys. So, bear with me a second. That's better. So, yes, we're at the corner again. So, it's 5, corner, and then 5. It does help to have your hook up the right way, doesn't it? That's a blooper. I'll leave it in. To show we all make stupid mistakes. So it's 5, and then the 3 and 2 and 3 in the little loop. And then 5, 3, 3, 5. So I'm going to pause the video because I don't think you want to see me repeat that. And if you do, you can just go back a little way. But I think you've probably got the gist now that we have 3, 2 and 3 in the corner, 5 in the next loops, 3 and 3, 5, 3, 2, 3. And it's as simple as that. And I'll meet you back at the start. Okay, so I'm back at this start and do my last 3 into this gap. And second chain along, slip stitch, and then we're going to end off this colour. I always leave a nice big tail for sewing in, pull it down and through. So that is the end of the blue. And you can, if you wanted to, leave your squares at this stage and join them like that. But I always like to put a little border on mine. It makes a nice edge when you're joining. So to do that, we just attach the white yarn, and I'll show you how I do that. You don't have to do it the same as me. You do it however you normally would, but I cheat just a little bit. I just attach my yarn and I make a chain, pull it down tight, and then I go over my tail and I will just do 3 double crochets into the corner, and I always join at the corner because it's less visible. So then we would just do, work over my tail as I go, 1 double crochet into every single stitch, and work over the tail as I go. I don't go over every part of the tail. I leave about this much to go back on myself. So into every single stitch, just 1 double crochet in the UK terms, single crochet in US. So that's it basically. All the way around, into each corner 3, and in every stitch just do 1, and then I will meet you back at the start. I'm on my last part now, so I just wanted to quickly show you how I do the corner. So it's just 3 double crochet into the corner. Don't forget to pull this one aside to get that stitch there. Oops, very hot so it's not easily sliding, and then just go all the way along and I will meet you at the start. Okay, so I'm back at the start and I've made my last one, so I just need to slip stitch into this stitch here. Oops, tricky to get it through, doesn't want to come through. There we are, and then leaving a nice long tail for sewing in. Just end off your work, and there we have it, the first willow square. So if it's slightly not in proportion at any of the corners where you've had to pull them aside, just check it out and arrange them. But beautiful willow square. So we're going to make the blue ones and the purple ones. Now I'm going to leave it completely up to you, however many you want to make. For this I'm going to make a cot blanket. So when I join mine, I will probably have 5 in wide, but you can make this for a child stroller, car seat. So you could do 3 wide, 4 wide, and however many long you want. But I'm going to, as I say, use two skeins of each colour to make a cot blanket, like a baby, like a toddler's cot. So it will be quite large. But you don't have to make the same size as me. If you wanted to, you could just make more. Keep going, like with my other willow square blanket that I've got going. That will be the size of a bed or the back of the sofa for the winter months. So you can just make it as big or as small as you want. But that will be completely up to you. So just keep going with your squares, and I will upload part 3 very soon. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, click on that little subscribe button and the little notification bell, and you can get informed when the next one's available. And please check out my giveaways because they are still current and there will be more. So thanks again for watching, and bye bye for now.